Mwah! Oh, I just thought of doing that. It was probably kind of gross. I'm sorry. I apologize. So today we're going to be talking about KISS. Keep it super simple. Some people say keep it simple, stupid, and I think that's kind of mean. So make it nice and simple. That's how we're going to do it. So let me bring on my friend Mo. Hey.
Hey, buddy. I've always known to keep it simple, stupid. So I like your approach better. Keep it super simple.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like name
wants to be called
calling.
stupid, even if they're joking around. It doesn't.
I don't like name calling. Yeah, I like it. So good. It's a better acronym.
But you could say keep it stupid simple, but that's still like, is it simple because you're stupid?
Yeah, you're just putting a strong word in there, pal.
I say keep it super simple. Absolutely.
All right. You always have your Bradisms, your Brad spin on things, and I like it.
Tweak things, yeah.
Yeah. So what's this all about? Keep it simple, super simple.
Well, I found that when I start explaining people my concept with the Synergy Collaborative and things like MailBoxPower and things like just marketing in general, social media stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I think, what am I talking about? Because I'm no, Tony Robbins or Gary Vaynerchuk, or I don't have zillions of followers and all that. But people complicate things right away, like a car. I use a good car analogy.
Okay.
I brought my car over to you. You could probably drive it.
Yes.
It is a hybrid, so the way you start it is a little bit different. It's not a key.
Okay. All right.
Once it got started, you put it in gear. That's pretty basic.
Right.
And then you just step on it and drive to the right, to the left. That's how you do it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But then people can get it complicated and go, so what kind of mileage you get? Okay. And then do you have any like gas fuel mixture additives, and how's the brake line work? What kind of pressure? How does that work with the brake shoes? Do they get shoes or discs? How do you?
Yeah.
You can get really complicated with it. And I found that I had a meeting with Melissa.
Newkirk?
Newkirk.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and that's where it went, because we were talking about affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
It's really, really basic. You find somebody that wants a pair of shoes, and then you go get some shoes, and you put your link in there. When they buy the shoes, you get paid.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So people overcomplicate it and think, oh, what do I got to do with all this, that, and the other thing? They make it complex. Do I need a website? I just saw someone that their son is doing woodcraft stuff.
Okay.
And they said, I think he needs a website. And the reality is do you? And are you looking to sell your woodcraft or just share your woodcraft?
Sure. Because if you're just sharing it, can you just have a page, right, or a Facebook?
Just put it on social media.
Yeah. But if you're selling, you might want to have a website.
If you put all your creations on Pinterest, you're going to get a lot of views and appreciation and comments, and Instagram and all that stuff.
Sure.
But back to your complicated and think, do I need a website? And
even you mentioned Tony Robbins, right? And you mentioned Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's credited with saying complexity is the enemy to execution.
Well, good point. His thing is all about personal development. Mm-hmm. He's very focused on it. Mm-hmm. And it's very simple stuff of you move towards pleasure and away from pain.
There you go.
You don't have to get really complicated of why you do that. I mean, when you put your hand on a hot stove and you pull away, you don't need to know why. The neurons and stuff in your fingertips and all. Who cares?
Right. Right. Yeah, that's a pretty
fingertips, neurons in your brain, whatever.
Well, that's a great way to put it. But you are right. It's when you look at some of the systems that we use or just different, the Synergy Collaborative, different things, right? If you try to and that's how some people are wired. They want all the details. And without the details, there's this paralysis of analysis, right? They just can't move forward. They want to know all the details. Mm-hmm. Others are like, okay, I don't need to complicate this. This seems like this works for this. I'm going to do that. I don't need to know all of the widgets within. It's the difference in the world between the Android users and the iPhone. I like simple. I'm iPhone. I don't need all of the chaos that can happen with the other phone system.
Well, all of them are still fairly complicated.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm for a tech guy, and I'm not. I like plug and play. I like simplicity. I like being in one world, right?
I agree.
I don't, but there's others that are, this engineering kind of brain. They want to see all those things. And I don't know. But that's okay. That's okay. So keeping it simple for me works.
Well, here's an example of a little marketing strategy.
Okay.
They say that it takes like 7 to now like 30 impressions before anybody knows you exist. And it's gotten me so much because there's so much noise in the periphery,
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to, in your marketing, collect the lead so you can nurture them.
Yeah.
Well, some people don't do that. Like this, my MailBoxPower link. This does not, I do not capture a lead on this.
Correct. Yeah.
If you go in there, you need to buy it, and then I would be compensated.
Yeah.
Whereas I've got another thing that I built on my Kartra platform, and this can get complicated doing all that kind of stuff. But to make it simple, I just got a domain name on Google Domains for $12, and I redirect it to that other complex URL. So I just tell people go to, I think it's Magic Marketing Tool.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I can't remember.
So if they go there, there's some type of form or something that'll get filled out, so you can now grab their contact info. Is that what's happening? Okay.
Exactly. It goes to a little thing that says a little bit about it and has me on there. So it creates that trust factor that I'm not hiding behind something and it's me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've seen me on social media or you see me at an event, you're okay with putting your name and your email and your phone number and all that stuff in there.
And then do you have it set up with some automation with some drips, some emails or some things that happen after the fact, or it's ready to do that if you want to?
I do, because some of that stuff will get complicated.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I was trying to express with Melissa is the ability to use something like a URL rotator. So when you collaborate, the other person doesn't need to have all that automation stuff.
Yeah.
You're working with me, I'll hook it onto a rotator. So when it goes through all that stuff, it goes one for me, one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me, one for you. So now all we got to do is collaboratively drive traffic, just like what we're doing now.
Right. Get to that site. That's the key, right?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just share back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah. I think that's Brad, I've said this before, but it's such a brilliant idea. It's unselfish. And when you rotate like that, there's a reason for more people to want to get involved, right? So marketing wise to get subscribers or whatever you would call that, it's so smart.
Well, I think a lot of people on social media, they're doing this free marketing thing. They're doing it wrong. And it's hard to not do it that way because I do it too. It's pushing your own self-serving agenda.
Yep.
So here's an example. I saw your thing on LinkedIn. You put a thing out there about your insurance business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I put stuff out there about my event business. What I did was I shared that on my LinkedIn.
Yes, you did. I saw
now
that.
You not only hit your audience, you hit my audience because I shared it.
Right.
So there's more power in sharing other people's things rather than pushing your own thing. Whereas some people, like I'm in other groups, just like you're probably in a lot of other groups.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if one person's in a lot of groups and they share it on this group, that group, this group, that group, this group, that group, pretty soon I'm seeing stuff here, there from the same person over and 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 over. It gets to be too much. I would rather see it. Oh, look, I got something from Travis. I got something from Bo. I got something from Melissa. I got something from Mike O'Neill.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing. I'm like the cruise next week.
Yeah. Right.
Getting it from different people, that creates the synergy. 1 + 1 = 11.
Yeah.
And I think it's more powerful that way because it's going out to your network of 1,000 people, my network of 1,000 people. Mike O'Neill's got a huge network on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Bennett Johnson. So if other people are promoting the same single goal, the probability of it being successful is higher.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I completely agree with you. Yeah. If you were a conduit for others, right? If you shared their things, with more frequency, sharing other people's great ideas or content than yours, if you're more frequent with that, yeah, it's better. You're more respected for that because you're right. It's not about you.
Well, speaking a little bit about Mailbox Power again, where's my link so I can promote myself, my self-serving self.
Right back to that. Hey, here you go.
Yes. There.
But you should.
The thing I like about Mailbox Power is it's about giving. You give gifts. You send out postcards, greeting cards, treats, tangible things like you gave me this little business card holder.
No doubt about it.
I saw Joe Kennemore talking about a handyman person.
Yes. Did you see that yesterday?
Yeah. And he spent what, like $300? He bought a cold list.
Yep. I took a screenshot of that. I saw that yesterday and it jumped right off at me. I'll tell you.
He marketed to a cold list for like $300, and he got like $11,000 worth of business out of it.
Better than that.
Was it bigger than that?
He had 955 postcards. This is a business that doesn't even have a website. They've got nothing else. This is their first shot at marketing.
Right.
They used personalized postcards that would pre-fill the person's first name. So it was about them. 955 postcards. There were 4x6 postcards. He spent $353.35. The results was the return on investment was $19,000 in sales. That's right away. That doesn't count all the referrals that are going to come out of that, the repeat business for the handyman.
Yeah.
That is an incredible return on investment from a postcard that had a QR
code. The point I was
code.
going to make about that was those people that are now his customers will share on social media, look at this new deck I've got, look at this work this guy did. They're going to share that.
Right.
And that's just going to propagate it more.
Yep.
And they send a thank you. And then they get a little coffee mug and say, look what Bo sent me. He sent me this wonderful mug as a thank you. I appreciate that so much. Then you get that traction.
Yeah.
Because
you're right. And that's the one piece that's often missed. So you might, you do this, you build a new deck or you do whatever, and you probably can have somebody give you a shout out for that, which is cool. Like it's different for me in the insurance world. Nobody gives me a shout out because I saved them some money or I provided great coverage. It just doesn't. They should, but it doesn't happen. But same with the deck builder. If you send a follow-up surprise via the mailbox, that the unexpected is what can drive that additional post or that additional feedback, which keeps that momentum going. So this handyman service, I can only assume that's part of the process now. Not only are they using the system for prospecting, but they are using it to say thank you and stay top of mind. Totally. It's really, really brilliant. Yeah, that Lunch and Learn yesterday, they had kind of like, small business marketing or small business on a budget. It was really well done. There are so many things and tools within here that can be effective.
The simple part is the postcard part. That's you can send these out for 37 cents.
Yeah,
that's a pretty inexpensive, especially if someone's got a $5,000 deck job.
Yeah, yep.
37 cents for a postcard. You can send a lot of those before you go backward.
Yeah. Well, I sent a. We have a comment. Hey, Mike's back again. Good morning, Mike.
There he is.
We got a follower. Yeah. Yes. He's consistent. I love consistency.
It works. But I love these postcards. I just sent out another postcard yesterday with a QR code strategy to it. And it's going to that marketing tool.
Okay, cool.
Magic marketing tool.
Yeah.
So that I kept it very vague. I just had a picture on there. In fact, I might even have that same picture in here. I do. I sent this picture with all the money growing.
Yes. Love it. It's a great visual.
And I sent that as a postcard, and it just says, scan this QR code, magic marketing tool. So someone's going to do that just out of curiosity.
You have to.
What's cool about it is the card, they've still got it. So if all of a sudden they go, what the hell is this? And then all of a sudden they put it to the side.
Yeah.
And then someone else says, you ever heard of that thing, MailBoxPower? And they go, yeah, I have heard of that. And then they go grab the card and they go, hey, someone else knows about this. So the reason I bring that up is the card lasts so much longer than an email that scrolls down and it's gone.
Yeah.
You can't find old emails unless you search for them.
It's a physical thing. I've got a few sitting on my dresser. I get it. I agree with you.
I do too. That's one thing about this. You end up getting all these little things like my little phone deal. You gave me this little phone thing, so I'm using it right now to hold my little phone.
Yeah, those are pretty slick,
It is, because now I can monitor what's going on here while we're talking, and I got a little monitor to watch what's happening with all this stuff on social media.
Well, so let's going back to what we started, right? Keep it super simple.
Super simple.
The concept of prospecting and using postcards, for example. So I just met with a guy yesterday. He just left one company, has now he's opening his new branch for a new company, and no one in the community knows, right? No one in the community knows. So I had said, hey, he's in the mortgage world, and no one in the community knows. Hey, that's me. I just heard myself.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's kind of weird. I sound terrible.
You don't.
But I said, hey, I'd love to get together with you. I think I have a tool, and it's the same tool, matter of fact, that I have sent him brownies with, saying thank you for referred business. He actually commented at a table last night. He says, yeah, I actually was mugged by you. My mug was put on a mug. So I took his face and put it on a coffee mug and mugged him. And so he's familiar with the system I've used, right? And I said, no, I want to help other business owners find success. And this is a tool that can help them, right? It can accelerate their business. I said, nobody knows who you are. So we have a system here for 37 cents a postcard. You could introduce yourself to everybody in the community that has a 750 credit score or greater, or whatever it is you want to target, right? And then to think you want to keep it simple, there's an integrated list builder. I can find the people, the target market that I need. I can download them directly into the system. I can pay 10 cents for those. Then I can pay 37 cents a postcard. I have that list now in my database.
Right.
I want to keep it simple for them. And the key to this process, that last part, that it's personalized, that it shows up with the client or the prospect's name, and so it jumps out at them as like it's not to the resident of. I get it to the resident of. It's in the trash. I haven't even read the contact or the context. It's not about me. So that all those three things together, inexpensive postcards. You don't pay for the card itself, just the postage. That's ridiculous. And then the list builder. So might be able to provide a solution for him to introduce himself to the community, have a QR code that leads him back to his site or more about him. And I said, what one mortgage deal more than pays for an entire mailing. I mean, it's really, and then you're going to get a referral to the family member or friend or whatever. It's really fairly simple, right? You just have to follow the process.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. If someone wanted to utilize this system, you don't need to use everything that's available in it because that can get complicated.
Right.
You can just create a basic postcard, and if you don't want to design it, you can use a template.
Right, because they exist.
And if you want to put a name in there, you can put your own name in there and send your own self a postcard. And it's really, really easy because you just put it in the shopping cart, look for your recipient, and then click on it, and then put send.
And there you go.
And then you wait.
Then you wait. And real quick on the personalization side and the simple side. So I don't know about you, but I occasionally get emails or messages, direct messages, like for example, through LinkedIn. And I can tell that it's a spammy thing, right? It was sent to everybody in their entire network, right? Because it's a few clicks to get it done to up to 700 people or something. I don't know. They have a limit. But very few things turn me off in the marketing world more than not using my name, using the wrong name, right? So here's an example. I'm a tough contact or connection in the LinkedIn world because my name in there is William, because that's my God-given name, and that's what American Family, my account's tied to my agency. That's what they want me to use. Yet the people that know me as Bo.
Right.
So people that know me, when they send me something by the name William, I know it's automated and it doesn't hit its mark. When they've taken a second to say Bo, then it's not automated probably, right? And it hits better. So going back to simple, if you're going to keep it simple, also keep it authentic, also keep it accurate if you can, because otherwise it's almost a turn off instead of getting somebody to engage. Does that make sense?
Oh, it totally does, because I know what you're talking about, the print merge stuff. And that's why I caution people of using automation, because if you're trying to make it sound like you're actually engaged and you're not, I know it. I get it, because I just found another platform that's it's called something about magic, but it's hiring people at $10 an hour.
Okay.
I think that's pretty good to be able to hire somebody at $10 an hour to do something.
Sure.
So I'm interested in it, and they send me this message, and I can just tell it's automated. It says, if you don't want to get on a high pressure sales call right now, I totally understand that. And that just feels really kind of weird. I can just tell that it's not real. Because would you say that?
That's funny.
Yeah. Hey, would you like to get on a high pressure sales call with me?
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't want to, I understand, but hey, let's do this. What? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you wonder who writes the copy, right? Who's the writer of this content behind the scenes? You just shake your head.
They're trying to be in real time, but it's not that way.
Yeah. And I think when you put something in print, it does take us, you do want to proofread. You want to take a second, keep it simple, keep it smart. I'll give an example. I think it's a gift, but it's also a curse. I feel like my other place in the world, if I wasn't doing what I was doing, would be to be an editor, because misspellings and things like that jump off a page to me. Okay. And that's a gift.
Want to read my newsletter.
And it's okay. I don't fault people for it, but it's just something that jumps right off of me. But here was an interesting one that happened yesterday or 2 days ago. Someone on a Facebook page for Minnesota businesses was advertising and prospecting right on there, right? Asking for people to use them for their editing and like proofreading service or something like that, with multiple misspellings. I just sat there and said, this can't be real. You know what I mean? Like, before you hit post, wouldn't you, if that's exactly what your business is, like, you had one job, right? I thought, oh my goodness. But yet I know some would go on there and just publicly just blast it and just be mean, right? I didn't. I'm like, whoa, that just jumped off me, and I just moved on, right?
You got to let it ride, yeah.
If I was right, what I really should have done is just send them a private message if I could have connected them and said, hey, you might want to update this because it's really just completely contrary to the service you provide. Like, if you are a landscape company and you show pictures of the before and after, and the after looks worse than the before, you've got a problem, Yeah,
that's a whole nother topic of how people convey, how they conduct business or their personal life on the internet, because some of these people that have that I see on the internet, I can't understand why people give the finger on the internet. It's so weird to me. You're scrolling through their profile, they're playing with their kids, and you look at their pictures, and all of a sudden, whoa, what did I do? What did I do wrong?
Yep, you're right.
It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, we could go down a rabbit hole with all that kind of stuff.
We could, but I think you just, I want to highlight what you started with today, and then how keeping it simple is really the way to go.
It is, and it's hard. It's hard to do because there's so much other information that's coming at us constantly.
Yeah. Well, and the other part about it, I think when you're really passionate about something, you can't help but just start giving details, or you start just vomiting it up, right? We talked about that at like networking things. You just start going into everything. You can't.
Well, we're always growing. There's always something new. I mean, even our human cells, they regenerate every 21 days or something like that.
Sure.
So everything is always changing. So we're always looking for new stuff. And I try and hone myself in, because I look at, like I think I mentioned before, constants and variables. Mm-hmm. There's a constant that, like, I'm invested in real estate investment trusts, REITs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're always going to need a roof over our head.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I can depend on. So I'll keep my life simple by investing my money, make my money work for me rather than me working for my money. Someone said, as far as investing, someone said a lot of people's money's on vacation rather than themselves on vacation. Their money's on vacation.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
It's basically sitting in the bank doing nothing on the couch.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They got to put their money to work.
Right. Well, and yeah, boy, that's really, well, I mean, last week we talked about pillow payments, right? And yesterday I got a deposit in my account as an affiliate for several $100s, and for not doing anything different other than introducing people to a tool that is effective in their life. And that's amazing that you can get paid passive income for that. So yes, passive income is pillow payments. I shared that with the MailBoxPower group after our call last week, and Joe Kennemore had said, first, I think after I said it, somebody went out and got the website. They got the domain name. Pillow Payment is available. Pillow Payments is not. Anyways, I mentioned it, and Joe says, I have been in the affiliate and network marketing space for decades, and I have never heard that term. He said, you need to coin it or trademark. I'm like, no, it's good. We can all share it. So they made a little graphic with it, Pillow Payments, because it's true. I mean, in the middle of the night, I get a deposit in my account for something that I introduced somebody to. What a deal.
Well, on something like that, I mean, you could create a whole campaign around that, a whole brand around that, Pillow Payments, and just create that image and start posting that stuff out there that goes into the top end of your funnel.
Totally. Yeah.
That's all it really ends up being. I mean, I might grab Pillow Payment.
Go get it.
I got too many domains already.
I know, I'm the same way. But I did investigate it after the fact. Like, ooh, that could be good. And so anyways.
Yes, but you got to brand it and let people know that it exists. And
then there comes some complexity. And I'm trying to keep it simple. I don't want to add too much more, right?
Well, I'm trying to reel mine back in because I've got a lot of stuff going on and people get confused. You know, that's what the Travis with AGC, he's got one brand he's promoting. He highlighted that when we were having a conversation. He goes, I've only got one brand to promote.
Yep.
I go, you know what? You're right.
He's right.
I thought about reeling it all back and just promote the Magic Brad brand.
Sure.
And just
it is hard. And you see that with I think I've called it affiliate-itis, right? Where you have a bazillion of them, which you can't help it because they want to pay me, right? Whether it be a Stitch Fix or something that I can get paid to share because it's worked for me. But if that's all you do is share posts that pay you nickels or dimes or quarters or whatever, people start looking and going, enough. What's the end do now? I love the fact that I've stayed with one company. For example, my insurance world. I haven't bounced around from broker to broker. I haven't made big changes. I've been in the same company for 16 plus years. There's some longevity there. There's consistency. People like that. On the MailBoxPower side, I've been with that company for 2.5 years when they were under a different name, but it's the exact same company, right? I haven't bounced around from this to this. This is the next flashy thing because it works. So that's a good thing because then there's consistency. People look at you and say, oh, yeah, I think we should check that out now.
My analogy for that is the magnifying glass with the sun trying to burn the paper.
Yeah, sure.
If you keep moving it around, it never gets hot enough to burn.
There you go.
But if you can keep it on there until it starts a fire,
and
you add some wood, then you can walk away because the fire's burning.
That's exactly right. Another brilliant Bradism.
The Boism and Bradism.
We got to be careful here. Yeah.
I think good. That's where I think a lot of people make things complicated again.
Yeah.
So you can't be jumping around with a lot of different things. You got to stay focused on one thing until you get the fire burning, and then put some kindling on there, and then throw a log on the fire, and then you can move and go to a different campfire.
Yeah.
And you got to come back and put some more fuel on the fire.
You got to nurture it a little bit, right? You do have to nurture it and give it a little attention on occasion.
Well, what I really like about, again, the good old MailBoxPower thing, got to throw it back up there again, is the flywheel almost model for it. You send something out to somebody, they look at that and go, how did you do that? That was really cool. You mean I could do this for my business? Or it doesn't even have to be a business. I don't like the word business because it sounds too much like busyness.
Yeah, sure. That's fair. Another Bradism.
But they can just utilize this. And once it starts working, and then people start doing testimonials online, and you send them a thank you, and then they show the little gift that you sent online on social media. Now it's going. Now you can step away and hit the pillow so you can get the pillow payments.
Yep, there you go.
Up to the cabin or go out with the family, and it starts going. And you just got to, once in a while, send them another package of brownies or something so they post it on social media.
Right. I shared the link there with a group in the insurance space, and basically just said, if you're not thanking your clients, if you're not thanking your referral partners, because I'll tell you the biggest reason is because it's a cumbersome process. If I've got to go pick up the gift and then I've got to package it and I got to do that pain point is a major pain point. I know for a guy like me it is. But yet, if I can just have the system do it, package it, mail it, send it all off for me, I am very, very consistent with the system, with the process. And You hope somebody's willing to spend 2, 5, 10% of the revenue they can make and turn around and saying thank you, because it drives that behavior, that drives that relationship.
This is another thing I was talking with Melissa about. And by the way, for those that don't know, this is Bo's website domain, Better Appreciation. And that redirects to information about MailBoxPower.
Correct.
Yeah. I was talking with Melissa, and she was saying, I'm just busy. And people are busy. But you know what? You're probably shopping and buying people's gifts anyways.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're probably doing that anyway.
Yeah. Well, you hope you're doing something. You hope you're sending the thank you. If you're doing handwritten thank yous, awesome. Keep it up. It's a powerful thing, right? If you're taking time to recognize others, it's a powerful thing because their time is valuable.
Yeah,
so
what you mentioned as far as it being complicated, because if you take it and you say, okay, I got a $20 gift card, I'm going to use my $20 gift card and go to Target, and I'm going to buy my friend this coffee mug. It's really cool. It's got their name on it because they do that. And I'm okay. Now I got this mug. So that goes on the kitchen counter, and you go, one of these days, I got to get to the post office and bubble wrap that thing, put it in a little box.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll put it in the car, and that way when I go to the post office, it'll be convenient.
Right.
And then you wrap it all up, and what was their address? Oh, God dang it, I forgot. Then you got to text them the address, and their address, you can mail it to them. So you don't do it because it's too complicated.
That's exactly. You have great intentions. Right.
All you do is click the shopping cart and hit the recipient, and then you're done.
If it's already set up, it just goes out. If you want to create a new thing, you can just go create a new thing.
Oh, that's what I got. I've got a whole bunch of these, all these cards. They're already set up in my system.
So you just add a recipient to it when you find
something. If I want to send something to somebody that for the boat cruise,
there you go.
I just send them the boat cruise. If I want to send them something about what's your face with popped corn, I just send them the popped corn thing. It's really, really easy.
Those are really well done, Brad.
Well, thank you. And it's easy to do. I mean, I'm willing to help anybody that wants to do that.
Yeah.
Here she
is.
If
anybody's watching, give them a little love. Here you go.
Popcorn, Better Appreciation, LasVegasTonight.com, Dunkin' Jump. These are some of my affiliate club or my Synergy affiliate.
You are the link master.
Well, that's how this stuff all works. And we've gone 30 minutes already, but I will share another thing. That's what's really cool about this noisy internet thing. It's running 24/7. If you can send them a postcard that has this information on it, it's a physical postcard and it stays there for a longer time.
Yeah. That's
what's really cool about it.
It's powerful.
Until they throw it in the garbage. And then the garbage man might see it.
That's right. Yeah. The, direct mail has kind of had I don't know, for some people, their reputation, it doesn't work. Or it's 0.5%, it's 1%, it's 2%, whatever it is. But that example we gave already. So if you're late to the call, we talked about a handyman service that tried the system to send out prospecting postcards, and the results and the return on investment is extraordinary and is just getting started. So it is, I look at this system and say, you know what, they've got a free trial for 14 days, right? Free trial. You don't put any money down. You got to put money on the system if you're sending any postage, right? But you've got this trial period, and with that free trial, you already get free postcards. So what is there to lose by jumping on there, creating an account, and picking 100 people or 50 people, however many people you want to send a postcard to, and paying the postcard? You're not out any extra service fee or anything at that point. So just get going, and then by the time the thing is up, the 14-day trial, if you do it day one, right, or day two, you're going to already have some response probably to make a determination. Do I want to let that charge my account and keep it? And it's that simple. Like, you can do a trial for no real risk. Well, it baffles me.
People that say that doesn't work. I mean, look in your mailbox. You're still getting stuff. It must work.
It does work. We all know
it does work. It's depends on how you, like, if I was going to plant a garden, say I was going to plant tomato plants.
Okay.
I put all the tomato seeds inside the dirt, and then I don't water them, and I ignore them.
Yeah.
They don't work.
The seeds were worthless.
That's not true. They didn't do it right. I did a direct mail. I could talk about this stuff forever. It's crazy. I did a direct mail thing for weddings, and I sent out 6,000 pieces, and I got no phone calls. I did a direct mail mailing to 10 people in the corporate event world: Target, Medtronic, Cargill, General Mills, Pillsbury, Honeywell, 3M. Yeah. I did 10. I got 8 back, and 8 people came to the event I did. So 80% response.
For direct
it's
mail.
Not whether it works or not, it's how you do it.
Yes.
And I bent down and grabbed this little thing right here, one of these. You ever seen one of those?
Padlock, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know those 3 numbers, it's really hard to get this thing open.
That's accurate.
But if you know the 3 numbers, it's really easy.
You're right about that. Yeah. Like about everybody knows how the operation, right? How to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, when you send out that postcard, and I use that other analogy of vegans and vegetarians and hot dogs and hamburgers, that ain't going to work. If you go into MailBoxPower and you get a list of everybody that is a vegetarian and then mail them out an invitation to a barbecue,
you lost.
It's not going to work.
Right. Right.
So you get that alignment better, you'll be able to do pretty good, like a tofu barbecue or something, and you probably get some people showing up.
You're exactly right. So you do have to keep it simple, but you do have to do you have to do your part, and make sure that the things are in alignment at the minimum. And I would say the last piece is there is a substantial amount of people that are there to support and help you within the group in the MailBoxPower space, right? You'll help, I'll help. There is certified training partners. There's people that go live every single day that will walk you through a system or help you start a campaign or do that. There's recordings. There's a YouTube page. There's a Facebook user group. And people are there to like help each other, support each other, even if they're in direct competition. I mean, example, somebody who's, I'll use Mary Kay, for example. There's a substantial amount of content that's already in the system for you to kind of just grab, download, and use. For if you want to recognize your network, your group in there, it's already in there. You don't even have to be super creative, but yet it's really, really well done. And that's across a lot of industries. If you're a realtor, there is literally no reason not to use the system. You now have not only brownies and mugs and tumblers, you have high-end packaging. They've recently added really nice box packaging for different sizes, things you're sending. And it tells you, hey, there's dimensions, here's what it'll fit. And you can level up that gifting. If you want to send a laser engraved item like a charcuterie tray or whatever, right? They're in there as an option, or the grill set. So once upon a time, this was smaller, that you had limited. And some people said, I'm not going to send that. Like it was beneath them or whatever. It wasn't big enough. Well, that's changed. There's expensive gifts and there's inexpensive gifts. There's nutritious type things now instead of just sugary sweets. Like there's options.
I just saw a thing that Joe did too about these boxes.
Yeah.
The real elegant black boxes with the little magnetic lid on it and stuff.
It's really well done. And there have been users of the system for almost 2 years that have been waiting for some of that extra packaging that kind of just level it up. And
that's very cool for like my event business. I think that would be very applicable to be able to send somebody in a nice, elegant black box, like a velvet thing.
And of course, all those come at a different cost, right? So it adds to your overall thing. So if you're doing bulk marketing, those can get pricey, but there are people that say there's no way they would scale that back, because their first impression or their most recent impression is the most important impression at this point. And when you take it to that level, you send enough of those.
Send out a very elegant looking 37-cent postcard to generate the interest. And then once the interest is there, you can send out the elaborate thing. And if you're selling something like $1 million house or a big insurance policy or a giant deck and a higher ticket product,
right,
you've got the budget. It's relevant to that. If you're selling a little knick-knack thing that costs $9, that's a different story.
Absolutely. You're exactly right. You got to stay within that budget. If you're doing a roofing job because of a hailstorm recently and there was a $30,000 to $40,000 to $50,000 job done, and you somehow price that and didn't build in $50 or $100 or whatever it is in there to be able to say thank you and get those people to get, not only be thankful that their roof is done and the job was well done, but as a, wow, they even sent me a surprise gift. If you haven't built that into your marketing budget, that's easy to fix. And then it doesn't have to be complicated. Use the system. The system will make the process easy. It's so easy. And realistically, the company's at a stage right now where they're looking big. You know, they would love to have huge corporations as partners that are using this as in their HR department is to celebrate anniversaries with their team members, to say thank you for announcements, and also for customers as follow-up. And so it works for the smaller, solopreneur, and it literally works for massive corporations.
Well, totally. You can send something simple like a postcard. You can send something elaborate like those that you sent us, that cutting board.
Yeah.
Or, they have the giant greeting cards and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like those. Yeah.
There's quite a spectrum of stuff, and you don't need to go out shopping and then take it and package it all up, or hire a bunch of people to package things up and send it out. That's where you can use the technology. The technology is there for us to leverage.
And it sounds like they're in the works of not realistically improving the system that much more. There's a lot happening from the company that I'm aware of that is going to make not only like the software, the user interface even better. Oh.
Well, that's something that's I hope is going to get easier, because I'm trying to do stuff on my phone as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I can still do it, but it's a little bit not so user friendly.
Back to easy, right? You probably have never even used it, but they still have text to mailbox. They still have what they call Pearl, that you can literally just text a number, and then it asks you, what do you want to send, or what do you want to add them to a campaign that you've already established? Yep, that's what I want to do. It tells you a list of campaigns. I want to add somebody to that. Okay, what's the address? And you put their name and address in, and it'll just get done. You don't even have to go on a computer. It's a text. It's back and forth. It's very simple. And that functionality still exists. And a lot of people don't even know, especially new users, because they don't talk about it. But it is a cool feature. And some, they use that over and over again because it's too easy not to. So yeah, it's pretty neat. The technology is amazing, and it's only getting better. So.
Well, Mr. Bo, we've gone 42 minutes on this one. This one a little bit longer, and hopefully, but people have seen this on YouTube, because it is available on good old YouTube. And they can speed it up, and we can talk real fast. Zip through it.
Right on, man.
So here's that other domain I've got, magicmarketingtool.com. This goes to a landing page that I built. And then that goes into a list that I can hook onto a rotator and work with the people that I'm working with.
I love it.
Very cool. I'm going to put you in the green room, buddy.
All right, buddy. Sounds good.
We'll talk later. Very cool.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Well, there you have it. You can do this simple, 18 to the right, all that kind of stuff. Or you can make it complicated. That's all I've got for now. I don't want to take any more of your time. If you want to know more about it, you can go right there and call me. Okay. See ya. Bye.